I don't care what Webster's dictionary told you. I'm telling you, you can call yourself a witch no matter what. Hey, howdy, and hello humans. I hope you are doing well. Today, I want to talk about 10 misconceptions about witchcraft. As a magical practitioner, I have heard a lot of things being spewed about what you have to do versus what you're not allowed to do involving witchcraft. And yeah, like there are some truths to some things, but there's also a lot of misconceptions. This is just a short list of the misconceptions that I've heard throughout the years in the community. There are no hard rules in witchcraft. There are things that, yes, we should all be conscientious of, but there's no hard and fast rules about practicing witchcraft in general. And with that being said, let's jump right into the list. Number one is that you have to be a woman to practice witchcraft. This one gets under my skin so bad because this misconception really just excludes so many people from practicing. But I'm here to tell you, you do not have to be a woman to practice witchcraft, and you don't have to be a woman to call yourself a witch. Witch is a genderless term. You can be male, female, non-binary, everything in between, and still consider yourself a witch. I don't care what Webster's dictionary told you. I'm telling you, you can call yourself a witch no matter what. If you're practicing witchcraft and you consider yourself a witch, baby, you're a witch. Number two irks me almost as much as the first one, and that is all witches are Wiccan. Now, for years, Wicca was just attributed to witchcraft, so people just assumed that all witches were Wiccan. And at some point in time when I first started, that's what I considered myself because I thought the same thing. Not all witches are Wiccan. Wicca is a religion that includes witchcraft in its religious practices. Witchcraft is a practice having no religious connotations unless you decide to add that into it. So I am not a religious person, therefore I'm not Wiccan, and I don't go by, Wiccan ideals and rules. I'm just a witch, not Wiccan. So you might be able to say that all Wiccans are witches. Some people would disagree with that, but for the most part, all Wiccans are witches, but not all witches are Wiccan. Number three is that you have to work with deities. This misconception has just been spread wildly across social media. And again, this ties back to the whole religious aspect. Working with deities is a religious experience. And that also ties into paganism when you're working, especially with multiple deities or deities beyond the scope of Abrahamic religions. You're crossing into pagan territory. Not every witch is pagan. Again, I'm not religious. I don't consider myself pagan. And you can be pagan and not a witch. You can work with multiple pantheons and deities but not practice witchcraft. And you can practice witchcraft without any deities whatsoever. You do not have to work with deities, spirits, or any entities to be a witch. Number four, which we touched on a little bit in the beginning, is that there are no strict rules. Now, obviously, some religions have strict rules. Of course, but witchcraft in and of itself has no strict rules. You'll have plenty of people that will tell you you can't do this as a witch or you shouldn't do that as a witch, but that's just based on their opinions. Obviously, as human beings, there are things we should not do, no matter what we believe or practice. But as far as being a witch, no rules. There's no rules. Number five is you have to meditate. I don't know where this came about. Now, meditation in and of itself is a very beneficial practice that I recommend everybody at least try. But what meditation looks like to me may not be what meditation looks like to you. Meditation isn't always sitting still and clearing your mind. That is impossible for a lot of people, especially my neurodivergent people out there. Sitting still and just being quiet and, clearing your mind is never going to happen. For you, meditation may look like dancing wildly to your favorite music, or doing dishes or something like that, that you just kind of mundane, that you just kind of go through the motions. Maybe that is your form of meditation, but you don't have to meditate to be a witch. Is it helpful for you just in everyday life? Sure, but you don't have to. You can also meditate and have absolutely nothing to do with witchcraft whatsoever. A lot of people meditate and have they're not witches. They don't practice witchcraft. They don't practice magic. They don't do any of that stuff. They just like to meditate because it helps keep them relaxed. You do not have to meditate in witchcraft. Number 6, this one, I'm just gonna try to be calm when I talk about this one. Number 6 misconception is you can't take medications for mental health and neurodivergent disorders and be a witch or practice witchcraft. This one is kind of newer that I've seen. People may have been talking about this for years, but I'm just recently seeing it probably within the last year or two. A lot of people saying that, oh, these medications you're taking for bipolar disorder or your ADHD, they're blocking your third eye. You need to stop taking them. Listen to me and listen to me closely. Do not stop taking these medications for your mental health disorders or any of your neurodivergent disorders because you want to practice witchcraft. I am here to tell you that you can practice witchcraft and take all these medications. They're not blocking anything in your psyche. They're not blocking your third eye. They are not doing anything like that. They are helping you. If for whatever reason you want to come off these medications, do so under the supervision of your doctor, not some Karen spiritual light worker on Instagram. Number 7 is you have to astral travel. Listen, there's a lot of different opinions about astral travel, and I'll be 100% honest, I'm still kind of on the fence about what it actually is and how legit it is. And again, come for me if you want. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's not legit. I'm saying I'm on the fence. I had an experience that could be considered astral travel one time, happened accidentally, and it just hasn't happened since. Have I tried in the past? Sure, but astral travel is just not something I do. And you do not have to astral travel, be good at astral travel, and be able to astral travel to practice witchcraft. Again, that's not necessarily a witchcraft practice. It's just something a lot of people do within witchcraft. A lot of people astral travel that are not witches. You do not have to astral travel to be a witch. Number 8, all witches follow the threefold law. Again, this goes back to not all witches are Wiccan. The threefold law is a Wiccan law. Okay, and that's basically, if you don't know what the threefold law is, or the law of three, everything you put out in the universe comes back to you threefold. You put good things out into the universe, it comes back threefold. You put bad things out into the universe, it comes back threefold. You hex somebody, it comes back threefold. So this idea of the threefold law is why a lot of witches are like, oh, you can't hex people because it comes back to you threefold. First of all, that's not a hard and fast rule. That is a religious rule within Wicca. It is not a rule within all witchcraft as a whole. It's also not a law in humanity. A lot of people try to compare it to karma. I really would encourage you to study what karma actually is and research that. This is something separate. But this is not a hard and fast rule in life as well. How many horrible people have you met in your life that just seem to keep getting by with nothing bad ever happening to them? This is not a hard and fast rule in life. This is a rule within one specific religion that you do not have to follow. You do what you want in your craft. And if you think something's going to come back on you, that's fine. That's your belief. But this is not a hard and fast rule for witches as a whole. Number 9 is you have to have a bunch of tools and supplies. I feel that there is so much pressure put on new practitioners right now to just go out and buy all the things, all the crystals, all the cauldrons, all the incense burners, all this, all that, all the herbs, all the bottles, all the jars, everything. And because what they're seeing is they're seeing people on social media that either have the money to just go buy all this stuff up front, or practitioners like myself who've been practicing for years and have spent decades building up their collection. I need you to understand you do not need anything to start. And anything you think that you might need, you can find outside. Now, if you need a heat-safe bowl to burn things in, something like that, I totally understand. But you can go to a camping store and get cast iron camping cookware, like Lodge stuff, and use that as a cauldron. Cast iron works great for that. So you don't need like some fancy cauldron if you're just looking for stuff to burn stuff in, or if you have a fire pit, use that. But you don't need to go out and buy all this stuff. That stuff will come in time, I promise. And finally, number 10, that you have to read tarot. I know it seems like every witch out there reads tarot, and I'm here to tell you that's not true. A lot of witches don't read tarot or do divination at all. But yes, a lot of us do. I read tarot, but just for myself. I don't do tarot readings for everybody else. It seems like everybody does tarot readings for everybody. I don't do that. I'm not comfortable with that. That's just not in my skill set. I'm good doing them for me, but that is about it. And as far as like me doing in-depth tarot readings, I might do a pull, like a 1-card pull every day for like a week and then forget about it. Or maybe I'll do like a big pull at the beginning of the week, or when I need, a message, or I need more insight into something. But you do not have to read tarot. And if you do read tarot, you don't have to memorize every single meaning of every single card. Again, for my neurodivergent people out there who really have a hard time memorizing things, especially an entire deck of almost 80 cards, do not pressure yourself. If you still have to flip through your book, sometimes I still have to flip through my books when I'm reading tarot. I'm not a skilled tarot reader. They're there, I use them. As I discussed in one of my previous videos, I collect a lot of them for the artwork, and that's about it. Like, I still have to flip through my book. So you do not have to read tarot, let alone be a skilled tarot reader in order to be a witch. So that completes my list of 10 misconceptions about witchcraft. How do you feel about these misconceptions? Do you agree? Do you have some misconceptions of your own? Let me know down below. Let's have a conversation about it. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, click that bell so you never miss another video. And with that, I bid you farewell. I hope you're having a wonderful day, week, month, year, life. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.